Hi, my name is Jeremy Harris, founder of Reverb Coffee Company. Reverb Coffee Company is a micro coffee roastery focused on bringing exceptional coffee to the city of Memphis. Another focus is to try to develop the coffee culture in the city of Memphis. I personally feel like it's lagging behind other cities in similar size. So it's one of my passions to just teach people about coffee and, have a conversation about coffee at any possible point and to bring them along for the ride. I've partnered with one of my good friends, Alan Bunn from Lone Wolf Video to, discuss these things. Feel like he's a smart fellow. So hope you check this out where we talk about important things to us and, hopefully important things in the city. So enjoy.
Welcome to the second episode of Espressos with Entrepreneurs. Jeremy Harris, the owner, founder, CEO, chief janitor officer of Reverb Coffee Company. My name's Alan Bunn. I'm the owner, founder, all the same things of Lone Wolf Video. We're back. It wasn't just a one-time thing. It was such a big hit. We just had to come back for more. So welcome back. This week we're going to do a little bit more of the same thing, talk about a little bit of business stuff, a little bit of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Just kind of what's been going on and hopefully not waste too much of your time. So let's get off to it today. We've got, I think you said lattes.
Yes.
And we're drinking Reverb coffee, of course. What's the style?
This is a Burundi light roast. Okay. It's available for you on my website or at Cash Saver on Madison.
It's exceptional coffee, and we'll put a link in the description, and if you're on a computer we'll put a little pop-up.
Sure.
And so you can see this coffee. You can buy a bag if you just feel like doing it off the interwebs.
Yeah. And
today I think we talked about the fact that we're going to talk about pursuing passions and what that means, how it really helps the entrepreneur, the average entrepreneur. If you don't care about what you're trying to do, it's going to be really hard to remain motivated and to put out the best possible product, service, whatever that you possibly can. So with that, pass the torch to you, Jeremy, and just tell us, I guess, with Reverb, what makes you passionate about coffee and how does that help kind of on the day-to-day grind of being an entrepreneur?
That's a good pun.
I
do it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, to cut to the chase, I did some international travel after I graduated from college, doing mission work and, some fun travel interspersed in there. Is that a word? I think so. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just seeing the culture of other cities and like the coffee that they had there. Cities similar in size to Memphis, but they also have like multiple cafes that are just rocking it, like making fantastic coffee. And I helped start a cafe in Malaysia for a nonprofit there. Mm-hmm. And we pursued after great coffee, so that's something I wanted to bring back to Memphis. I know there are cafes here that are making really good coffee. People love it, but there's just this extra step that I wanted to take the market to. And I talked about it on the first episode, but just seeing a market gap and knowing what I was passionate about, like I saw that this was what I wanted to do. An avenue of something that I like to do and something that also needs to be done in the city, crossed, and I stepped on this. And like you're saying, you need to do something that you're passionate about. Like I study coffee every single day, read about blogs, videos, new methods, new people stepping into the industry to just stay on top of it. And if it was something that I didn't want to do, like, I don't know, I'm not passionate about computers. I like them, but if I was selling computers, it just
would be the same.
Yeah, like I can talk all day long about coffee, but I can tell you there's Macs or there's PCs, and that's really about it as far as laptops go.
Yeah, and I mean, I would think that when someone thinks about pursuing their passion, and we all hear like, if you find something you love to do and you do that and you get paid for it, you'll never work a day in your life. Yeah, I think you still have to work because, like what you said, and when I thought about kind of you coming back and knowing all that stuff about coffee and having to learn more stuff, I don't think a lot of people would think, oh, you know, I love coffee. Now I'm going to study about coffee. I'm going to like really, it's like, I guess, at least I would think, I love coffee. I magically know everything there is to know about coffee. And I just come, I mean, you weren't able just to come back and start up Reverb. There was a process of kind of preparing and getting to the point where you had that, you know, product, that knowledge. So
yeah, there's a lot of blogs, a lot of reading. You know, like you said, just because you like something doesn't mean you're good at it.
Yeah.
I like basketball, but I'm horrible at it. So, you know, I guess talking about, you know, Alan's been into videos since we were, I don't even know, in 9th grade, probably 10 years ago. So this isn't a new passion for him. So
yeah, I think it was almost, even though it seems like it was that long ago, I think it was actually kind of late in high school. I think it was almost like senior year.
Really?
And we just had a lot of time to kill. So we were able to make a lot of little videos and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I still wouldn't call myself like a master cinematographer. If so, I'd be off in like, you know, Atlanta or if that, you know, since it's closer, or out in LA trying to do video or movies, not videos, movies, films, that kind of thing. And although that would be awesome, and you know, who knows, maybe I have an idea for something one day, but that's not the trajectory I see myself on right now, or necessarily really want to go down. But yeah, making little videos, finding that fun, doing it as a hobby. Just kind of slowly, you know, doing a little bit more here and there. We did some stuff at the little church that we were at, making little videos, and then it got to a point where maybe once a year we would make kind of a set of videos and then kind of go away and come back and do little bits here and there. And then I was able to get an internship in DC at a film production or a video production company, and did little things here and there, and kind of got to see kind of the nuts and bolts and kind of the nitty gritty and do little things. That helped. Taking the film classes in college, it's just, you know, just a little bit along the way, and then finally got to a point where after the couple of jobs that I had that I just wasn't nuts about, that, you know, I thought I've still done little videos here and there. I haven't lost it. It's kind of like a bicycle. Once you've started on it, as long as the whole technology scene thing hasn't changed, you still are familiar with it. But I had to get familiar with, you know, the newer editing softwares, the more professional editing softwares, and the cheaper ones that I was having to use. Better cameras and gear, and just kind of what all I really needed to be halfway competitive in the marketplace. And I'm still, you know, trying to figure out, do I have, you know, the ideal setup? And I mean, I don't. It costs, you know, it's just always figuring out what can I afford and what do I really have to have. And, you know, the wants can come later as I can afford them. So yeah, it's always learning something new.
Yeah. How do you think, since both of us are doing something we've just professed that we love, how do you think that translates into communicating that with your customers or clients, whatever you want to call them? You know, I just said, if I was selling PCs or laptops, I wouldn't be able to communicate it. Do you feel like pursuing your passion gives you, I guess, an energetic and more charismatic approach towards your customers, as opposed to, you know, when I know you did telemarketing and you just hated it.
Yeah,
so
that was like awful 2 or 3 weeks.
So, you know, talk about that for a second.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not, you know, super salesman or, you know, Mr. Networking, but I know that that's important and that I'll have to work on that. I think it's as easy as it possibly can be for someone like me to sell a service or an item that I'm interested in and passionate about, more so than something I'm not. I still think it's going to be very difficult, and I've still got a long ways to go in, you know, making those contacts and translating that into sales. But I think part of that, especially the time that I spent in DC, was helpful in seeing, because especially with a service, even though I love video, like that doesn't mean jack squat. Somebody's got to pay, you know, a few $100s, $1,000, whatever, for whatever type of piece they need.
Yeah.
So it's starting to see more of a practical side to it, and the fact that, hey, if I make a training video for you, it might cost you this much on the front end, but how much do you pay the individual that has to give that training session once every few weeks, once every month? Now, you know, maybe it only has to be renewed once every couple of years, and that person that you're spending more money on because they have, you know, the knowledge and the resources to do bigger things can do those things that they need to be doing. Or that, you know, the quality service that I can provide might give you a better, you know, final wedding video than, you know, somebody that just sets up a, you know, little camcorder in the back of the sanctuary. So it's kind of identifying the practical aspects of, you know, my passion and how that's marketable.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's always good to, well, one thing for me was when I started this, I didn't foresee the sales coming or having to be a salesman, and that's like the last thing I'm good at. So if you are starting your own business, remember that you will have to have customers and you will have to sell a product. So just don't think that it's going to come because you love doing it and you think you're awesome at it.
Yeah.
You're not the million people that you're going to be marketing to and needing to sell to.
That being said, leveraging all connections that you have, because that makes it easier for you. And once you can get started, if you can find some people that really like you and that are somewhat vocal, word of mouth is the biggest and best thing you can hope for. You can spend all the money in the world on ads and, whatever, but if no one knows who you are or your quality sucks or whatever, it doesn't really matter that you're just throwing that money out the window.
Yeah. Cool. Well, do you have a fun topic that we can end on like last week?
Well, let's see. I guess we talked about movies and television. I have the Breaking Bad shirt to reference my TV series that I mentioned. Still a great show if you hadn't watched it. I don't know. I thought of a couple songs, kind of feel-good songs. I like music. I think I said that last week. It's one of the things that, as long as it's not too crazy, it can really kind of help me work to have something in the background that kind of keeps it, going, keeps me engaged to some extent. So, it's always good to feel good. So I had a couple like kind of feel good songs that if you need a little motivation this week, you might want to check out. One, I think everyone's heard because it's playing on every radio station and every TV commercial. Happy by Pharrell Williams. It's, it's simple, but it's upbeat. It's a happy song. And actually, we could put a link to the video that Harding Academy did here in Memphis. I don't know if you saw that. It was impressive. They just played, their own version of basically Pharrell Williams' original music video to his actual song. So that's really kind of cool, and it has a little Memphis connection. And the other one that I don't think has quite as much publicity is by an artist whose name is Aloe Blacc, and you probably would recognize him as the vocalist in the Avicii song "Wake Me Up." So he's got a song called "I'm the Man," and I don't know. It's not going to be cocky, but it's good to have confidence, and it's a fun song. I'll put the link to that too.
Cool. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, this is a Christian band that I've checked out lately. It's called The Digital Age. It's all of the David Crowder band without David Crowder. And they've got an EP and like a solo and a full-length album, and it's enjoyable. One of their songs is pretty popular on mainstream Christian radio. It's called Captured, but it's real upbeat. I like their stuff, and it makes me feel good. So
cool. I think that's it then. Else? I think this is a good time to cut it loose so we don't take too much of your time this week. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I guess we should have said at the beginning, if you didn't see the first episode of this podcast, we'll put the link to that also in here.
Down there?
Yeah, down here.
All right.
And links to our websites, and try Reverb if you haven't yet. Some delicious coffee. Yeah. If you need video, talk to me.
Yeah.
And once again, any ideas, thoughts, comments, put them below. We'd love to interact. And let's see, is there anything else? I think that's pretty much it.
All right.
Feel free to subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Thanks.
Don't take yourself too seriously.